Merry Christmas everyone, my name is Ethan and welcome to the Fandom Hub. Today I'll be coming back at you with another songs ranked video, this time Whole Lotta Red. If you haven't heard by now, Carti finally decided to drop the long anticipated Whole Lotta Red after many years of waiting. Now, to be clear, I'm not the biggest fan of Carti's music in the past, but I actually didn't mind this album. It was produced by Kanye, so the production was obviously the highlight, but Carti does his best to do it justice and on most of the songs it works. However, there were also parts of this album that I didn't care for too much, so I'm here to rank them, worst to best. A few things to keep in mind before I start: this list is in no way the correct list, it's just based on my personal enjoyment, so try not to be too harsh on me if all 24 songs don't match up exactly with your list. And also, I'm coming out with a video ranking all of the albums of 2020 in about a week or so stay tuned for that. And without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. Coming in at number 24 is Teen X. Now, this song was just downright annoying. Nothing of importance is even said here. The hook is repeated probably 100 times, and Future's verse is worse than his contributions on World on Drugs. Overall, just an easy skip for me. Up next at 23 is Meh, not to be confused with At Meh. For this song, it was pretty close with Teen X. I honestly can't decide which one is worse, but I just went with Teen X because of how obnoxious the hook is. This song wasn't as obnoxious as it was boring, and that raspy voice he seems to like to do a lot just really doesn't fit this beat at all. And next up at 22 is Punk Monk. This song is another easy skip. It's nearly 4 minutes long, which is far too long for any Carti song in my opinion. The first minute or so isn't even bad, then after his verse about Trippy Red is where I think this song really goes downhill. He just starts straining his voice and flowing horribly over the beat out of nowhere. Both of these things just make the song really hard to sit through. Number 21, King VAMP. I love this beat so much, it has so much promise. I don't really find the song unbearable, it's just really boring. The hook isn't really that bad, but it's not catchy or interesting, and this one is only higher than the previous three because of how much I love the beat, even if it was wasted essentially. Number 20, Jump Out the House. This song has one thing going for it, it's short. I don't know how many more times I could take Carti telling me to jump out the house. Number 19, On That Time. This is easily one of, if not the hardest beats on the project. Unfortunately, like a good number of these tracks, Carti doesn't seem like he really knows how to flow over it. Or at least, I really don't enjoy how he flowed over it. But I definitely would have loved to see some more effort put into these throwaway tracks, considering we waited so long for this project. Number 18, Die for Guy. Another wasted beat in my opinion, but I enjoyed it a lot more than the others I already mentioned. It sounds like the effort was there, it just wasn't my style. Not unbearable, but not interesting or catchy enough to be higher up. Coming in at number 17 is ROCKSTAR Made. I don't really understand the hate this song was receiving, at least not entirely. I'm not quite on the same boat as people who think that the first half sucks and the second half is great. I think that there's a good amount of good songs in the first half and a good amount of good songs in the second half. ROCKSTAR Made just has a good exciting beat that complements the raspy vocals Carti provides on the majority of the track. This is the first song out of all the songs I mentioned so far that I actually saved. All the songs moving forward I saved as well. Number 16, No Sleep. Wasn't really a fan of this one upon my first listen, but it's grown on me quite a bit. Carti songs just seem to work a lot better when they're shorter, especially when they have hooks as repetitive as this one. Number 15, VAMP Anthem. Such a great beat. This song would have been perfect for October. In fact, the more I think about it, this would have been a perfect album for Halloween rather than Christmas. But as far as the song goes, Carti does pretty well, but I wouldn't say he used it to his best ability. Number 14, Feel Like Dying. A nice little closer to the album that feels like it could have been straight off Die Lit. It's a nice little combination of the new Carti and the classic Carti that wraps up the project pretty well. Not overly impressive, but solid nonetheless. Number 13, Not Playing. I really wish Uzi was on this song. It's such a perfect opportunity for both of them to trade verses over a beat that sounds like it's built for either of them. But regardless, Carti did well. One of the better tracks for sure. Number 12, Place. I was so happy to hear this song after putting my ears through Punk Monk, On That Time, and King VAMP all in a row. This begun a nice little hot streak of classic Carti that a lot of people have been hoping for. Not much else to say about this song, it's short and sweet and sounds pretty nice. Number 11, Stop Breathing. One of the few tracks in the beginning of the album that I actually really enjoyed, and can honestly relate to, as I too take my shirt off and all the hoes stop breathing. But yeah, this goes pretty hard. Coming into my top 10, Over. Something that I also could have seen off Die Lit. I really enjoyed the beat for this one and what Carti decided to do with it. It's a little on the long side, but the lack of a hook that consists of repeating the same 3 words over again, it really helped it out a lot. Number 9, Go to the Moon. Kanye feels a little bit out of place on this project, to be honest, but regardless, he's probably one of the biggest highlights. Carti's verse afterwards is a bit underwhelming, but it wasn't horrible. Number 8, Control. The only problem with this song is the long-ass DJ Academics intro that I could definitely do without. Otherwise, this is easily one of the best songs in the project. Admittedly, it is a bit hard to get past the intro. Number 7, Metamorphosis. This is the song I'm most torn on. It has an incredible verse and set of hums from Cudi, but Carti doesn't do that well in my opinion. Not at all a fan of the baby voice he did on here. It doesn't compliment Cudi at all, which is what I wish he would have done. But a decent enough chunk of Carti's verse is decent enough to let it rise to number 7. Number 6, New Neon. Now I know most people consider this to be the best song on the album, but hear me out. It's not bad, but there's just a few songs I enjoy a little bit more. I believe the song was leaked as well, which I never listened to, so maybe that's why I don't understand the hype that it's built up, but regardless, it's quite catchy and it hits all the right spots. Number 5, I Love You, I Hate You. Such a good beat and such a good verse from Carti, and I apologize if I'm getting a bit repetitive. I mean, half these songs are, so give me a break. But yeah, this song is just a clear example of Carti doing what he does best. Number 4, Sky. A little on the long side, but in this case I never really noticed. This song offered enough to keep me entertained and just has such a nice beat, yet again. Number 3, New Tank. Clearly one of the songs Carti made recently, and it's barely even noticeable. Sounds well made and easily one of my favorites from the project. You'll actually notice that despite the second half of the album getting a lot more love, my top 3 reside in the first half. Number 2, BENO. Baby voice or not, Carti flows super well over this. It's not really a baby voice, but it's probably somewhere in the middle. The second I heard this song, I instantly knew it was going to be one of my favorites. And in my number 1 spot, Slayer. One of the few songs I think Carti actually perfectly utilizes the beat to his best ability. He also demonstrated that he's able to flow incredibly well in this song. The last minute or so is easily what makes this song so good, and I would highly encourage you to give it a chance, even if you're going to skip every other song. Anyways guys, that's going to wrap up my list. Let me know what you thought of it, and please be sure to leave your ranking in the comments below. At least try to be civil down there. Also make sure you drop a like on the video, because if I don't mention it, you guys will not like it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day. Peace.
Stop spitting and start shoplifting. I'm a nigga, so I'm not winning. When the cops kill me, the ops come. We fought them, we lost some indeed. And the outcome, they drop one, they got you. They take shots, we pop two. Not talking no pistols, I'm talking those pills. When I'm talking about shots, yeah, I'm talking about kills. In America, plots for the end of us all.